Hello, my name is METİN Arıdaşır. This is 61st part of explanation of my theory. Nothing but electron can propagate the light. The Broglie matter wave theory and formula are invalid. Without electron motion forms, any object can produce light waves. The Broglie matter wave concept and theory and formula are wrong. So, this wrong theory will be one of the reasons for quantum wave function for all objects and quantum physics collapsing. In accepted physics, they tell us the Broglie matter waves wavelength for any object around us is too small to be detectable, too small to affect us. In accepted physics, they say an object that has approximately 100 grams and say its velocity approximately 50 meters per second, according to the Broglie formula, its wavelength at the level of 1.10 to the minus 22 nanometer. Whereas we know that as the wavelength shortens, its effects increase. We know light rays are harmful and destroyer at the rate of reducing their wavelengths. I ask now that the magnetic shield of the Earth saves us from harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. Say, while we are shaking our hands or playing football, what will save us from such a small wavelength waves? Besides, I have realized, and I have shown you in my former videos, that there is a deep contradiction between two formulas that have been used in accepted physics. One of them, the Duane-Hunt formula, the other is the de Broglie matter wave formula, say for electron. Moreover, we make the electron gain velocity by applying to, say, remember from my formula, my former videos, here, wholly, according to my theory and my formulas, okay, say, if we apply this wavelength radius electron motion form, if we apply 1 megavolt, its velocity approximately speed of light here 298,159.5 km per second, corresponding 1 megavolt applied voltage. But what's lambda n minus delta lambda, or say, you can say now lambda min in terminology of Duane-Hunt formula is only 0.001227. If it corresponds matter wave of the Broglie wavelength, matter wave's wavelength, it's so large, x 10 to the minus 19 or 10 to the minus 20-fold greater. How? I throw this, say 200 grams and 20 meters per second, and its waves 10 to the x, 10 to the minus 19 or 10 to the minus 20 smaller than this. How? Yes. But don't forget, lambda n minus delta lambda formula differs from the Ein-Hand formula. My formula differs from the Ein-Hand formula. Here, this is my theory and my formula. Theoretical part, my theoretical part, and my formula about this subject. Okay, we are different. We have different theories, and according to my theory, the Ein-Hand formula and the Broglie formula are wrong. Moreover, we make the electron gain velocity by applying to, say, 40,000 volt, and then its lambda minus delta lambda alpha, or lambda min wavelength, is equal to 0. Equal to 0.030,679 nanometer. Yes. According to the Broglie formula, 0.000. Okay, 4 electron. Here. Compare. Yes. Now, moreover, we make the electron gain velocity by applying to, say, 40,000 volt, and then its lambda minus delta lambda, you see, I hope, according to my theory and my formulas, yes, is equal to 0.030,675 nanometer. Against it, under the same value, applied voltage of 40,000 volt to electron. According to the Broglie formula, matter wave wavelength is equal to 0.006135 nanometer. This is contradiction. Because of whether this figure is result of my formula or the Ein-Hand formula. Reasons and theories different, results are same. For X-rays, the Ein-Hand formula result is that. But, and for electron, and by applying voltage, and again, same process, applying to electron, according to the Broglie formula and the Broglie theory, if you apply 40,000 volts to electron, this is the Broglie formula's results. This is my formula result, or Duane Hunt formulas result. This is the Broglie formula's result. Big contradiction, deep inconsistency. Okay, this is so important. Okay, big difference, these figures. Or think of that if you throw 200 grams mass stone, which its velocity is 20 meter per second, it will create an associated matter wave at 1.65 10 to the minus 22 nanometer wavelength. Yes, 2 grams, say this pencil, its velocity 20 meter per second, and the Broglie formula, its wavelength, matter wavelength is equal to 1.65 10 to the minus 22 nanometer. You see here. Or think of that if you throw that. This is 200 grams, okay? This is object matter according to the Broglie formula. What's its associated wavelength, okay? Its velocity is 20 meter per second, so slow, according to, so slow relates to electron. Approximate the speed of light, but here a mass, okay, bigger mass, and throw. Then it has its mass is 200 grams, its velocity, throwing velocity is 20 meter per second, and its matter wavelength is 1.65 10 to the minus 22 nanometer. But you make an electron gain approximately the speed of light by applied voltage. That electron's shortest shortened wavelength will be only, say, a figure multiplied by 10 to the minus 2 nanometer. So small. So large. I'm so sorry. Say, here, you apply 1 megavolt and to electric potential to an electron that has 0.2 nanometer radius. Here only 0.001227 nanometer, so large. Say 1.10 to the minus 19, 1.10 to the minus 20-fold larger than this pencil's matter weight. Big contradiction, absurd. I repeat, nothing but electron can propagate the light. Any object can propagate the light. It cannot propagate the light. Electron motion forms are unique light sources of our universes. Have a good evening. See you later.